My experience on ritual.
Speak loud. Yeah, yeah, speak loud so they can hear you.
My experience on ritual magic.
Louder. Yeah, my bad. She got to speak.
My experience on ritual magic is, it usually, the only time I see results are in my dreams. Like, the only time I can see spirits, it's not really like when I'm like out of bed awake like everybody else. Mine's is like, everyone's way of seeing spirits is different. Like, some might see it in their dreams, some might see it when they're awake out of bed. Mine is when I'm asleep in bed. That's when I mostly have spiritual experiences and see spirits and everything like that. But when I do a ritual, in order for them to answer me, it's only in my dreams because, like Josh said, they're also within you. So that's how I see my dreams. I mean, that's how I see my spirits.
Alright. I can see them while I'm doing the ritual. Sometimes I'll go into different trances. I can see them. I don't see them as a man walking down the road or some shit like that. But I see them as, I can see them when you look at the static in the air. You know what I'm saying? I can see a clear outline. I eventually see the color if I look long enough. You know what I'm saying? I want to get into my own type of magic that I recently worked with. It's called reptilian magic, and which is dealing with the reptile brain. Fight, flight, eat, sex, and run. You know, basically, the reptile brain is the oldest part of your brain. Also, the serpent is the root of spirituality. Well, there's a lot of roots to spirituality. The serpent, the dragon, the great mother, Saturn. See spirit right there. Damn. It's a lot, you know what I'm saying? The subconscious mind, the pineal gland, there's a lot. They all have their own ways. So, basically when I do these rituals, these are ways of transforming myself. You know, go into the deep parts and the deep cores of myself. Also dealing with the desires, but also having a balance between them. You know what I'm saying? It's also about getting the hell out of this illusion. It's also about enjoying the illusion sometimes too. Having a balance, you know what I'm saying? Not suicidal mysticism, you know what I'm saying? Or my head is always stuck in the earth type of person, you know what I'm saying? It's a balance. Also, working with these, you know, I made a lot of I got a lot of benefits, you know. When I work with Saturn energy, I always end up having more money and more physical material. That's the best thing about using the planet Saturn. I like using Mars too because it also lets me strive and get stronger to my goals. You got to put energy into it. Most people, when they do these type of spells, such as money spells or love spells and stuff like that, they think it's going to come to them like that. You got to look for it after you do the spell. That's what you do. But I don't do love spells and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not my thing. I just deal with transforming myself, physical material, contacting the dead, summoning spirits, and working with my goal. You know, that's what I basically deal with. Had someone calling on the phone. And I might have to cut this video because it's at, what was that, 15. Wow. Guess this will be the second one. It went past 15, so I had to cut the damn video. So, here we go. These are spirits that I created. They're also Chichihuri. You know what I'm saying? Also ultraviolet spirits. I call them ultraviolet spirits. You know what I'm saying? This is Jinx. You know what I'm saying? I haven't came up with a name with this one. I got to work with this one. You know, you got a red Y right there, or V. That's a serpentine symbol. And I got another one right here. You know, I have the candle to show you what it would look like. Okay, the candle doesn't show you what it look like. I'm gonna have to catch that water bottle right there. See that? Right there. What it look like. And red Y's, you know what I'm saying? Red Y's, red V's, whatever. You can use those. That's the brainstem. And I got these three right here. Lucifer, the light bearer, Lamia, and Kali. The biggest of them all, Kali. So I had these on the altar, so they won't fuck with my shit, but they're afraid of this, A lot of these Christians think there's some reason I like it when they're afraid of it, and there's some things there's sometimes I don't like it that they're afraid of it. This is a tarot card, which is the Damon Tarot. You can get it at Barnes & Noble. This is Lucifer. Lucifer is not a person that walked around and lived. None of these spirits were people that walked around and lived. You know what I'm saying? These are actually, like I said, all these are actually thought forms in different aspects of yourself. Lucifer represents Venus. You know what I'm saying? That's what they say, the morning star. But actually, Lucifer is not. Actually, Lucifer is the morning star, but the morning star is actually the sun. It's not really Venus. That's actually the evening star. So that represents the pineal gland. It represents knowledge, rebellion, basically the great revel. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I have that here. To rebel against any of those who try to suppress me or anything like that. Here we have Lamia. They said she's the eater of children. What that represents is independent thought. Also, I use this, this entity to remove anybody that gets in my way, death upon my enemies. Physical enemies and spiritual enemies, but mostly spiritual enemies. Like those motherfuckers that are in power, that's sitting in the White House. Not White House, the Senate. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Not all of them, but I'm talking about, like, you know who's manipulating the fucking masses. Next is Kali. Okay? Kali is dealing with transformation. You know what I'm saying? Remove my ignorance and dealing with more knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I could be talking ignorant right now. You know what I'm saying? But eventually I will be removed. You know what I'm saying? So you could build your own altar. And if some of y'all have a hard time, if y'all trying to sneak, and if you're trying to find a way to build an altar without your parents knowing, and you can't buy no statues, trust me, I bet every single person's house I can find an altar. You know what I'm saying? Built. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I pretty much have to say, and until then, hey Pep Dracon, you raised 333. See you later. Brotherhood of the Shadow.